Good evening, everybody. My name is Chad Canty. I'm here with Ben Ross, and today we're talking all about the Lakers. That's right, I'm including Kobe Bryant, Swaggy P, Nick Young, Julius Randle, Jordan Hill, everybody. We're also be talking about their future and Kobe's future. But make sure to stay tuned at the end. We have a little special segment for you today. Ben, start us off, please.
Let's get right into it with the Lakers idea. We're going to start off with Kobe Bryant. He's not going to play for the rest of the season, but a lot of players are actually a little disappointed that he might not even come back to play again. But he's hoping to come back and play next season. But I would really like to see him come back and play at least one more game and retire on a finished game note instead of just retiring on a season-ending injury.
That is true. I do believe that Kobe Bryant will be coming back next year for maybe not the whole season, but definitely for part of the season. All the owners and coaches have stated that they don't know whether Kobe is going to retire or not, or whether he has made the decision to. But my belief is that he's going to play and end on a game-ending note rather than an injury note. Steve Nash, probably not the same.
Steve Nash is done, I'm pretty sure, and he's not coming
he's
back.
Dying. Isn't he dying?
He's not dying yet. He spent way too long in Phoenix, and then he went over to Lakerland. He's just stuck on a contract, injured, so he's not coming back. But Kobe, on the other hand, players are hoping he comes back, and fans are too. He's like a cornerstone of the NBA right now.
A cornerstone that's about to die off. His time in the NBA is definitely done after next season, I believe, personally.
I wouldn't doubt it if he was all done by the end of next season anyway. He just seems like a character who has made his mark, and everyone has enough respect for him as a player that he just needs to sit here and say, I'm going to end on a good note instead of ending on, okay, I'm going to end on this injury note and leave everybody saying, but what if?
If Kobe does retire next year, who is their franchise player?
Their franchise player? I really don't have a clue. I feel like they're just going to have to start all over and rebuild from scratch.
Around what? Who? Do you keep Swaggy P or do you trade him for value? Do you keep your young men on the team or do you trade them for new players and get a whole new look?
Does Nick Young do any good off the starting roster, or is he better off the bench?
Nick Young has always been a bench player. Not always. He does better coming off the bench than he does as a starter. And last season as a Laker, you really saw that. And his last 2 years in Washington, you also saw that. His numbers were very well as he was coming off the bench.
Yeah, Nick Young's an interesting pick to put as a franchise player for the Lakers, especially with all the
call him a franchise players though.
With all the players in that roster, there really isn't anybody you can put up there right now to say, all right, I want you to lead the team.
Yeah, but you can't build a team around Swaggy P.
I know, but they don't have anybody else right now. Like
Julius Randle.
He's injured.
So? Kobe's only done at the end of next season. Julius Randle comes back at the beginning of next season.
You think he's the one they need to start building around? What if they get a lottery pick and they get a point guard?
That's not going to happen. The only way that they would get a point guard and a lottery pick is if they pick probably first, second, or third in the draft. That would be Emmanuel Mudiay. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Emmanuel, we'll call him. He's the only top 10 point guard in the draft right now. So even if they do get a lottery pick, it's probably going to be a center.
But do they need a center? They got Jordan Hill right now. How's he doing?
Not doing too bad. 12 points, 8 rebounds. He's having a really good season, honestly. But when you're looking at this year's draft class, you don't have much of an option. It's all centers and power forwards.
It's a perfect opportunity for all those teams who are very well guard-rounded teams and need that presence in the paint.
Yeah. Like many centers and a lot more power forwards than centers. But this is going to be a very good year for centers, power forwards. It's like really.
The Lakers need more of a guard position, like a 1, 2, or 3 position. They don't need this 4 or 5 position players. They seem to have a good, stable set of forwards and centers right now that they just need to start building a backcourt.
They can do that, yes. But that would all depend on what they get for a draft pick.
Another thing is they could draft a center and take their chances at free agency to pick up a good guard. And first name that comes to mind when I'm thinking about guards that are going to be free agents in the summer is actually Rajon Rondo.
Rajon Rondo is going to be a unrestricted free agent at the end of this season, and he has shown interest in going to the Los Angeles Lakers.
And what was the other team he's interested in going to?
New York Knicks.
Yeah. So he's probably more likely to go to Los Angeles than New York.
Dallas?
But the other question is he content in Dallas where he is? Other possible guards that they could pick up?
As of right now, looking at what is out there, there isn't very many guards that could lead a team or have that type of effort that Rajon Rondo brings. I see J.J. Barea as a free agent. I see Jimmer Fredette, Lou Williams. These are all players that I don't believe will leave.
I hope Lou Williams stays in Toronto.
Yeah, I think Lou Williams is going to stay in Toronto. He seems quite content. But besides Rajon Rondo at the point guard position, I don't really see anybody that.
Or even in the guard position at all.
In the guard position at all. Wesley Matthews.
Wesley Matthews could leave Portland.
LeBron James opt out. Just kidding.
Go to Miami probably.
If anything, he's going to Miami.
Yeah.
Will Bynum?
From Detroit, maybe.
Jeremy Lin, does he stay? Does
I don't know.
Develop?
I don't know. He'd be the guy that you could
Bring off the bench. Keep on the bench. Hopefully keep on the bench.
He's not as Robert Sacre. But then again, Robert Sacre's been playing.
He has been.
And here all I know of Robert Sacre before this was he was all this like bench guy that was crazy, and he has his own video on YouTube or something like that. Fan made videos of him doing weird things
On the bench?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really see any possible guards or anything going to Los Angeles besides Rajon Rondo, possibly Wesley Matthews.
He doesn't seem very promising is a better word. Promising for the Lakers to get something good in free agency, but maybe they get something good that falls later into the second round. You never know.
Second round of the draft.
Who knows what happens?
Are they going to get the new Manu Ginobili?
You never know what they can pick up. You never know who falls in the draft anyway.
Fair enough. Joel Embiid fell to third in the draft. He's now 300 pounds.
He probably could have fallen further, I think.
He probably could have fallen a lot further. It's okay, just another bust for Philadelphia.
Oh, well.
A lot of busts up there.
Back to the Lakers. I'd like to touch on this Nick Young stories that like to unfold. How about this one? I found this one the other day. He bought a house with girlfriend Iggy Azalea, previously owned by Selena Gomez.
What happened? Tell them I dare you.
As well, he converted the guest house into a shoe house. And he hires 2 shoekeepers to take care of his 500 plus shoes.
I'm scared to ask what they do. I don't know what they do.
I don't know what they do either. They probably are paid to
spray them, air freshener,
watch them,
make sure they're properly laced at all times.
Maybe there's a television in there. They have to make sure the shoes can watch the Lakers game when Swaggy's on.
Must be something. Weird things happen when you make a lot of money, people.
Oh, who knows what's going on with the Lakers these days. You got lots of stuff going on. Also, I thought I'd throw in some interesting stats about Swaggy P too, as though he was drafted in Washington, or drafted by Washington in 2007, 16th overall. He played 4.5 seasons in Washington, 22 games with the Clippers, a season in Philadelphia, and then this season and last season he's been a Laker. And in my opinion, I would actually say from his numbers, he had his best year last year.
He did have his best year, one of his best years last year.
The other one was his last year in Washington.
No, his second last year in Washington.
Yeah, that's it.
He was really good in Washington, actually. 17 points and 16 points before he got traded to the Clippers. He was doing very well. But I noticed that he looks like he's been injured a lot.
It doesn't look like he's played full games.
Like, his only full season was in 2008, 2009. In 2011, 2012, he only played 62 games. 2010, 2011, 64 games. 2012, 2013, 59 games. Last year, 64 games. He seems to have trouble staying healthy.
Yeah, that does seem to be an issue with him, but he does seem to be effective when he plays, though, which is the nice thing.
That is true. He's a very effective player who was robbed from every single award.
Claimed by himself.
Sixth man of the year.
MVP.
MVP. Defensive player of the year. Coach of the year.
No, I don't think he deserved that one. He's still a player. He said he was robbed by so many awards, and I don't think he was robbed by anything.
Coach of the year was definitely one of them.
No. But who knows? I don't know. When you give yourself your own nickname.
Actually, Swaggy P was given his nickname from his mother.
Really?
Yes. Ever since he was young. I remember hearing this. I don't know where, but Swaggy P, aka Nick Young, was given his nickname from his mother at a very young age, and it just stuck with him his entire life.
It's insane. But at least he didn't.
You messed him up.
At least he didn't name himself. That's the good thing. It's just really sad when you give yourself a nickname and run off with it and be like, I'm a nickname.
I'm a nickname.
This is me.
I'm a nickname. This is me. Don't hate me. I'm a nickname.
It's really Nick Young. Nick Young. What a guy. Oh well. Gotta respect him on the court.
Somewhat. Right. He can shoot a 3. I will give him that. That man can shoot a 3 and he has range. He has absolute range. His 3-point percentage is amazing.
Oh, he makes 2.1 3-pointers a game while attempting 5.3. This season.
Yeah. His career overall is like 0.375% from beyond 3-point. Man, that's good. That's cute. It's a very cute number.
You can't go wrong with that. All right. Moving on. Our little special that we have set aside for you guys is sort of a random topic we came up with as we were surfing through the web. We came across the all defensive first teams selections for the past couple of years, and we found some names that we thought were pretty interesting, and we decided that we would touch on one of them. So, mind to fill us in?
Yeah, I'm going to fill you guys in. The all-defensive first team consisted of Paul George, Serge Ibaka, Joakim Noah, Chris Paul, and wait for it, Andre Iguodala.
And this is the all-defensive team 2014.
Yes, I have a problem with that. I have a lot of problems with that. Because when you look at the all-defensive second team, you have LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Roy Hibbert, Patrick Beverley, and Jimmy Butler. Right off the top of my head, I can name 5 players on the all-defensive second team that should have been there rather than Iguodala.
Iguodala could have been put down in the second team easily, but
not first. I believe LeBron James or Kawhi Leonard
Kawhi Leonard's a really good defensive player.
He really is. He's a lockdown defender.
And as we have said in a previous episode, he is sort of the franchise. Well, he is the franchise player of the San Antonio Spurs.
And he deserves that recognition. Because remember the finals? Kawhi Leonard guarded.
Finals MVP.
Exactly. He defended LeBron James. While defending LeBron James, had like 20 plus points in like 3 straight games. Their final 3 games. That's something special. What Kawhi did was special in the finals, and he was really well rewarded.
So
what did Iguodala do? Nothing. That's what he did.
He actually wasn't that bad last year.
He wasn't.
He didn't have a bad year last year.
No, he did get like close to 5 rebounds and close to half a block a game.
How many steals?
1.
I thought it was 2.
1, I believe. He didn't play as many minutes as he usually does.
No, his minutes were cut when he went 2.
To between 1.5 and 1.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. But he did shoot very well. 50%?
That doesn't help the defensive claim, though.
It doesn't have the defensive claim, though, but I have to throw something nice in.
He is a good player, though, and he was a decent player, and he actually was really good in Philadelphia.
He was a very good player in Philadelphia, an all-star player, actually. But ever since going to
the Nuggets,
yeah, he was good in the Nuggets there too. He was good there, and then he decides to join the Golden State Warriors after they lose to him in the playoffs because if you can't beat him, join him, right? And so he goes there, and from there it's just gone downhill.
He's become sort of a role
He's
player
coming
off the bench
now. It's not as impressive as what he used to be. And being put on the all-defensive first team is not something that he should have been awarded with, considering the decline in his career.
Yeah. He could have had worse stats, too.
He definitely could have worse stats, but I would have really liked to see Kawhi Leonard or LeBron James up there rather than Iguodala.
Yeah, that would have been a little bit of a nicer pick, but we don't pick, I don't think we picked the teams, the all NBA teams.
We should.
Actually, I wonder what it'd be like having a fan-based voting on your top 10. So the top 10 players who got the best votes for each section would get put into the...
Putting Kyle Lowry in the All-Star game is what's going to happen if you do that.
He already is in the All-Star game.
Exactly, the starter. Thank you, fans. Thank you, Toronto Raptor fans. Thank you, Canadians, for putting Kyle Lowry in this year's All-Star game. It's much appreciated.
Well-deserved, Kyle Lowry, for getting yourself into the All-Star game.
That's my man.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves this week.
Back on track. Iguodala sucks. Shouldn't have been there. Doesn't suck. Really.
Iguodala doesn't suck. He just
sucks.
It just is questioning. It's
just
questionable why he made it in there. And if we could find more accurate answers to give everybody, we'd give you more accurate reasons on why he shouldn't be an all-defensive first player.
But because we can't talk to the people who put him there, we can't give you the direct answers, and we don't know what they're thinking up there in the head, so we can't give you that answer either. But all we can tell you is that he is there, probably shouldn't be there.
Who knows? Maybe other people disagree, but we'll have to wait and find out.
Exactly.
As for now, I've been your host, Ben Ross, with me, Chad Canty. Have a good week, everybody.